Hi folks, it's Cal, and I'm working on the K. Now this unassuming piece of metal may not seem like much at all, but this could be, well, potentially life-saving. Like, you could die without this. So it's rare, but I'll show some footage and I'm going to take you through the process of replacing this part. But this little part is the output from the fuel tank, and the part that's in there right now is made of plastic, and they can break. The video I'll show you, you'll see that the fuel is completely spraying out of this fuel tank on a K1300S, and I'd never heard of this. The only way I heard about it is when my brother-in-law Damo, who has the exact same bike I do, but a 2 year older model, 2009, pulled over in the rain under a bridge to put his wet weather pants on the freeway, put his pants on, started the bike up, took off, and the back of the bike was just sliding around like son of a bitch. He just had no grip at all, so he pulled over and he looked down and his legs were just covered in petrol, completely saturated. Luckily it was raining. Imagine if the same thing happened on an Australian 38 or 40 degree day after you'd just been absolutely punting the thing through the mountains and you had a lovely hot exhaust. It wouldn't have been pretty. There is a recall for this in Europe, maybe even in America, but not in Australia. So what you have is two pieces, and this piece is the hose which goes to the actual fuel rail. This piece is what goes into the tank. These are just apparently standard industrial hydraulic fittings. The kit that you can buy, and I'll give you a link to the kit in the doodly-doo down below, has, well, it says here what the part number is, but this is not a BMW part. You can buy this from various third-party retailers. But it is in case you didn't know, the fuel hose on the BMW K is a quick disconnect. Great for maintenance, but this part does crack. So let's get into tearing the bike down and showing you what all that looks like, and maybe we'll see if mine's about to leak as well. Right, well, obviously the first step of this project is to get all the fuel tank ovens off. So we'll start with the battery cover. These are Torx T20, by the way. In fact, you'll find that most of the small little nuts and whatnot on the bike, like the ones down there, for example, are Torx T20. Alright, let's get the rest of that off. I'm running blind a little here. It is a two-piece tank cover. Yeah, obviously the fuel tank's not metal on this, it's plastic. This is the right hand side and this is the left hand side. Let's start with the right, see if I can remember how to do this. I'm sure some of you already know exactly how to do this and you're like, you're doing it wrong. As you can see, these are all the same. Torx T20. Now I'm pretty sure this has to come off, but I don't recall exactly. And I just took my laptop inside too, which has all the stuff in it about removing this. I think I have to remove this cover with the indicator on it to get this off, but I'll go and check that and then come back. Okay, so the answer is sorta. I'm going to cross in front of the camera here. There is this bad boy here which is a Torx T what? And my bit is dirty. T27. I'm sure you could get away with like a Torx T25 on that, but it does work. Well, yeah, it looks more like it might be a T30. Just so happened that the T27 was what I grabbed. Oh, there is a bolt, oh, there's a spacer in that, actually I should say, which is coming out. Now, this bad boy here just slides off the front and then you can disconnect the indicator. So I'm just going to sit, well I was going to just let that sit over there, but I'll have to unplug it I think. Oh, that is a nasty plug. Yep, not a very nice kind of connector, BMW. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that. On the left hand side of the bike, there's actually a intake air temperature sensor there as well. And we need to get back to these. Obviously we have to take off these as well. Yep. And once you've got a lot of these off, they're like just rubber grommet held in. Let's just check that. Yeah, it is. The answer is yeah, it's just a really tight grommet. There's also a couple of these screws that don't need to come out by the look of it because they're just part of screwing this thing to itself. In fact, I've actually busted something here because the silver part's supposed to come off before this silver part's supposed to come off before the black part. There's actually, looks like there's a mount, where is it? Down into here, which is just rubber, thank God. Yeah, so if you have a look inside here, you can see there's those. In fact, there's no way you would get that out. Oh no. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're just grommets. Oh yes, they are just grommets. And a clip. Yeah, so if you look at this, there's a clip there and a grommet there. And then once you get that off, looks like you're supposed to remove this bolt. If I put this back on the bike, so you can see it, without dropping the rest of my plastics, and note where that goes, right? Yeah, in there. So yes, you're supposed to remove this first. Alright, yep, so silver plastic has to clip off first. Alright, as you can see the plastics are off. This is your air filter, by the way. That's what you pop out to replace your intake air filter, and obviously this is your air box here. So this section here is not your fuel tank. This section here at the back is your fuel tank. So let's have a look at what kind of retaining mechanism there looks like there is. These bolts obviously, which act as the seat posts, and we'll also check the manual, but I'm just giving you a visual tour. so you can see what it looks like. There's an ABS module in there, you can see that. Looks like these are rests, so it looks like the tank rests on that. The tank has a bit of wobble to it, which suggests that it might come up. By the way, this battery, this Sure-Eye lithium phosphate battery, has been there since 2012. It's even stayed idle, sitting here for months. Never ever let me down. Never let me down. And it weighs nothing, like 200 grams or something. Definitely recommend that. I unfortunately filled the tank up as well, so I should probably drain this. This is obviously the vent. Yeah, it's just a vent. Let's have a look. Alright, well, let's get these off. They look like Torx T45s or T50s. The answer is they're T45s. So, whoop. They are not tight. You won't struggle with those. This bike's got 70,000 Ks in it. It's 10 years old. So, I'm going to cross in front of the camera here maybe, I don't know. I would say that you won't need to worry about using power tools to get these off. Of course, I'm probably in the way of the camera, aren't I? I'll go around the other side. Like everything else on this bike, these bolts look like they're aluminium. No likey. Had a VFR 800 for 10 years and 170 or 200,000 Ks actually in the end, and never had to worry about bolts needing replaced if they were just that kind of non-structural thing. Let's have a look if that... No. Maybe, but it's got 20 litres of fuel in it, so let's check the manual on that, see what the correct way of doing things is. Well folks, it turns out the answer is that you have to pull the fuel tank backwards. But the first thing it asks you to do is to pull this hose off, which I will try and do here. I still don't have what I would call decent hose pliers. It's come in nicely, okay. So we pull that, leave that line there. Then it says, pull the fuel tank backwards and you'll have access to the pump, etc. This seems precarious. I know. It does feel a bit precarious. Probably because this frickin' tank is so full. I knew I shouldn't have filled it up. Oh, here it comes. I see what they're talking about. You can see it. It's not... Ooh. That might already be leaking. Let me see if I can get this a little further back so I can bring the camera in and show you. Yeah, it just broke. Holy shit. This is a problem. Yep, it was cracked. Fuck. I'm up shit creek here with the paddle, folks. Whoa. Okay, so yeah, you saw it first. Okay, the breather hose is off. There's some electrical connections here I can't get to. Shit, and they're really tight on the harness as well. Meanwhile, I'm pissing fuel everywhere. That might help a little. Let's just keep doing this raw video style. I'm gonna need a screwdriver to lift those up. Holy crap! Trust me folks, I will show you what's going on. I swear to you, I did not pull on this very hard at all. And that just cracked. That is deadly. I might need my wife here to help me with this. Okay, there's one of them. Oof. These are those really shitty connectors again. Alright, I got them. Oh, thank fuck for that. Yeah, that helped a lot. Wow, you guys are going to love this. Can you see that? Look. I'm going to come around there and adjust the camera, but holy fuck. Alright, here we go. Let me get this out of the way. Look at that. Look at it. That is, it just shattered. Like I barely even pulled on it and it just, what happened was that hose, I'm going to get to the hose. Bear with me. Look at that hose. Let me zoom in on that. Look at it. It's just split. That's the other side of this. My God. Alright, let's get this out. Whoa. Okay. That's the press. Gets it out. Look at it. Fuck. Let me get the spares. I've kicked him around on the floor here. Okay, where is it? Here's the replacement. Whoops. So it clips in like this. See that? So you could leave this in. Like that doesn't look to be, it's definitely a different kind of plastic. That's more of a softer, I'm not sure what kind of plastic that would be, but this is terrible. This is dangerous. This bike's got 67,000 Ks on it. And when that would go, we're talking 60 PSI fuel pressure? Because this is a returnless system, right? There isn't a fuel pressure regulator on the fuel rail on this bike. It's literally just a computer-controlled fuel pump, and it monitors the fuel pressure and adjusts the fuel injector pulse width accordingly. Holy crap! All right, so I just rang my brother-in-law Damo, and he says that when his bike was getting repaired, they said to him that it was a recall item. As far as I knew, it was not a recall item in Australia. So now I need to get a nut on that and remove it and see if it is going to leak. Just bear with me, I'll be right back. Right, it appears to be a 22mm. Yep. It is turning. I might do this by hand to see if it starts pissing fuel out, because this tank is absolutely chock-a-block. There is signs of a thread sealant, which is good. Yeah, this tank has got to be... I'm going to put this tank on its butt. I don't want it to fall. Look, that should be enough. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to change position here for you guys. Where's my adjuster nut? Let's see what happens here. Slowly, slowly. In case fuel wants to come out. Don't see anything yet. Yep, that's dry. So this piece, as I said, looks like different plastic. Now this kit does come with gas oil soft set, premium thread seal. I do have some of this stuff. I've got the Permatex here. I might actually use my Permatex because that's all. That's lost its goopiness. It's gone all thin and runny. So in case you're curious, the stuff I prefer is Permatex thread sealant 56521. This is good stuff. I use this on all sorts of things like oil pressure sensors. Need to actually loosen it first. You can see there, white crap. Now, it wasn't that tight, so are you still in frame? You are. And it is screwing into plastic, so I just need to be cautious here. I'm going to give it a... I'm quite weak. Sorry about that. I'm quite weak, so I'm going to grip the socket right at the base, so I'm actually not at risk of over torquing it. That feels like, yeah, that feels about right. So what we want to do now is re-tip the tank over and see if it leaks. Sorry, I'm just a bit short of towels. We can tell if that's going to have fuel in it, because if I stick this guy in there, it should piss fuel out. Yep, definitely it's got fuel, so that's actually sealing quite well. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can take the tank away temporarily. Ooh. Yep. And now what we have to do is replace this guy. As you can see, that's one of those permanently clamped things. I can't recall exactly what the best way to get them off is. Let's try pliers. I'm not going to use an angle grinder. Oh, by the way, that's the alternator. For those of you who didn't know, this bike has an alternator, not a stator and rotor. You know, permanent magnet charging system. It is a field excited charging system, much like a car. I may just have to cut that. The kit, by the way, does come with a little worm gear type thing. Right, So it's, you know, removable in future. I understand why they made this permanent, I do. I might just... No. I'm going to futz with that and come back to you when I'm done. Okay, I've kind of got the hang of this, so I'm just spreading it apart. So it wants to come off, but the plastic doesn't yet. Good Lord. Okay, I'm just destroying the plastic now. Let's see if I can get this guy off. Yeah, I would need to get it past the barb. Yeah, it literally is cut it off. Well, I'm just going to snap the plastic. It's destroyed anyway. Just make sure I don't drop any of that into the alternator fins. That would be bad. Yeah, that is brittle as... You know, there's a lot of plastics used in... Ouch. I just pinched my finger with my... Ow! Yeah, this is a really... Oh, some of it just went flying. This is a really shitty way of doing this. Oh man, Leatherman pliers hurt. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy off now. Yep, there he goes. So that's just for the bin. And now that we've done that, this should pull out. Oh, Jesus. I do not want to damage my hose. I'm gonna stick a screwdriver in there and sort of wedge it out. What did I do with that screwdriver, by the way? Oh, there it is. Annoying. You know I'm gonna end up studying myself with this, don't you? If I can just separate the hose from the plastic, it should actually want to come out. Once I've done that. Just got to only grab. I'll be back. This is a waste of your time. Well, I resorted to cutting the pipe. It was literally just jammed in there. This is a problem with plastic shit. It was jammed in there and I could not get it out. Oh boy, oh boy. So now it's a matter of this barbed fitting and tightening that down. That's good. I'm not sure what size that is, like 6 mil or something. I don't actually know if I've got a 6 mil, so I'll just use a Phillips head. Now again, this is going to be taking quite a bit of pressure. Let's just get this guy semi-tight and just below the barbs. I'm going to read the instruction manual, see what it says about that. Important. Apply sealant, tighten it. That's all it says, and that's focusing on the fuel tank. It says, do not over tighten that thing on the fuel tank or you'll crack the fuel tank. Yeah, because it's plastic. This hasn't got much further to go. That's as far as he's going to go. Right, well, I think what I need to do is put this on, and whilst we have everything disconnected, we'll put the tank on and plug all the wires in and test that we don't have leaks. Alright, let's see how we go. These are those electrical bad boys. You know what I've done? The way this hose is facing, I need to twist that thing around a bit. Otherwise I'm having to twist the hose and it wants to spring back. I'll be back once I fix that. Okay. That should be good, I think. God, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. That's the big one, that's the small one. What a nightmare. There's not a lot of space to work in here, boys. I'm literally trying to get these two connectors in. And this, what I assume is a breather hose on. Yeah, it's not clamped because it's just a breather hose. It must go to the top of the tank. Okay, he's on. Now let's see if cutting that fuel hose back has made my life a misery or not. I'm going to take my watch off because I can't get my hand in there. Thankfully, I have small hands. I mean, if you were a big lug, you would not be having fun right now. Ah, Jesus. I may have to fish that out with a hook. Yep, even I can't get to that. That's annoying. Although it should be magnetic now. I do have magnets. It is magnetic. Not very. It looks like the actual valve assembly is aluminium. Get up here, you bastard. Alright, I need to drop the magnet somewhere. Oh, Jesus. This is not fun. Yeah, wow, that inch or so of hose has made my life a misery. Oh boy. This sucks. Wow. I might come back once I've stopped cursing at this and got it plugged in, but let me show you what I'm dealing with here. You can sort of see the silver bit in the middle of the screen. There's the socket, and the plug is down there. Well, I got it. Fuck, this could be bad. If I drop the camera and run it because I'm running for my fire extinguisher, come to think of it, I'm just going to grab it in advance anyway. Alright, got my fire extinguisher, never been used, ring pull, still charged. Okay. Okay, fuel is on, bike is in neutral. Let's go. I don't seem to see any leaks, do you? Okay, looks good. Whew. Man, what an adventure.